All right, guys, so I have found a new background. Looks good, yeah? And I have found an article slash video, a couple of them actually, and I want to know, was Alex Jones forced to conform with mainstream media because he was sued for saying that Sandy Hook was a hoax? Really? Well, maybe he was. Maybe he wasn't. But I will say this, and we're going to go to a video here, a couple of them, that he was on CNN and he stated that he had psychosis, which caused him to say Sandy Hook was a hoax. Now, if any of you know about Alex Jones, you know that he was very dedicated to his work. He had InfoWars, he had all kinds of stuff on the YouTube and the social media, and it's all been taken down, every bit of it. And now he's on CNN saying that he had psychotic episodes, and that's what caused him to say this. That something's not right here. Red flag, red flag. Alex Jones admitting that he had a psychotic episode. Really? I don't know. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? Because this guy, he's so full of his own work, and whether or not it's truth, whether or not he has facts, I don't know. But there's a couple of videos I'm going to show you. The one of CNN and the other one where he was interviewed by New York Times regarding a source. And you can see that in that New York Times video that he was very agitated and that he was looking for the proper thing to say, in my opinion. I don't know. But let's go on. Let's go ahead and go to the first video regarding the CNN interview slash bum rushing is what I call it.
A form of psychosis. That's what InfoWars founder Alex Jones is saying caused him to believe events like the Sandy Hook massacre were staged. During a recent sworn deposition as part of a defamation lawsuit against him, Jones said that the trauma of the media and corporations lying made him believe that everything was a conspiracy.
And I myself have, almost had like a form of psychosis back in the past where I basically thought everything was staged, even though I've now learned a lot of times things aren't staged. So, I think as a pundit and someone giving opinion, that, my opinions have been wrong, but they were never wrong consciously to hurt people.
You remember in the past, Jones's divorce lawyer tried to sell the fact that his on-air persona was just an act. But according to Jones, he was really trying to get at the truth.
Well, what I'm getting at is this stuff we're looking at today. Kids going in circles, schools closed, emails, EMTs not in the building, porta potties. These aren't comedy skits. This is journalism.
Yes. Well, this is punditry, because I wear a journalist hat, punditry hat, satire hat, just reading news, just being a news reader. I do that as well. So I do a lot of things. Sure. But when I was covering Sandy Hook, I was genuinely trying to get at the truth of it.
Punditry? Put aside the fact that the reality of Sandy Hook is not an opinion. They're real victims, real families that are still struggling with grief. Look, these media provocateurs like Jones, they know that passion sells. That's what this is all about. They need people to pay attention to them. And the best way to do that is to be shocking, many times with disregard of decency and, of course, good governance. And it worked for Jones. He made a pretty penny off the fringe ideology that he represented on his radio program, carried on more than 160 stations, thousands of listeners. Alex Jones' persona is Conform.
All right, so enough of that. You get the gist of it, though. This guy's on freaking CNN. Really? Admitting to this other stuff. Now, here's the other one.
Jones, taken on Thursday, March 14th, 2019. InfoWars has frequently used 4chan as a source.
We've reported on things being reported at 4chan.
As a source, right? That's what a source is, isn't it?
I mean, yes.
Okay.
I mean, somebody
So-
emailing you could say technically it's a source.
Sure.
Even if you never even open it.
Any piece of information that you're going to report secondhand is a source, right?
Yes.
There's a source of that information.
Yeah, like somebody draws on the bathroom wall, it could be a source.
Mr. Halbig, one of them like Mr. Fetzer. These are people who've been investigating. Mr. Halbig's been a considerable source of information for you. You'll admit that, correct?
Yes.
Now, these Sandy Hook investigators, these people are so crazy that you had to realize at some point that what they're saying isn't true and that Sandy Hook wasn't fake, right?
Objection as informed.
I found out some of what they were saying was not accurate.
And he sent you something in the neighborhood of 4,000 emails?
That's a lot.
Yeah. And looking at those emails, taking a look at them, you wouldn't agree with me that that man is a raving lunatic?
He seemed very credible and put together earlier on. About, I can't remember the exact numbers. He seemed to get agitated about 4 years ago, 3 years ago. I believe that you don't normally have every person, never has happened before, every person in a shooting die. And and a lot of experts I've talked to, including retired FBI agents and other people, and people high up in the Central Intelligence Agency, have told me that there is a cover-up of Sandy Hook.
Mr. Jones. Sealing the death certificates, the fact that they were sealed, something you and Mr. Dew both said. How did you confirm that?
Objection as to form.
I don't want to answer these things incorrectly, so my memory is, I remember that they were saying it was the most sealed case ever, and that it was in the news, that there were all these lawsuits about unsealing things, and that the records and the redacted police reports, I mean, this report you give me is almost all blacked out. This is what people were talking about. And so I can't accurately answer off of edited tapes. I mean, I've never seen anything like that. So I'm trying to answer your questions.
You ever try to order a death certificate? They're $20. Anybody can get any one of them. Do you ever try?
As I've told you, we went off news reports and other people that were investigating. We did not ourselves investigate Sandy Hook.
Tell you what, Mr. Jones, let's take a little break.
Okay, did you see that? Did you see how irritated he was when he got up? Did you see in the beginning he had a glass of tea or Coke or something? At the end he had a glass of water? Did you see that reporter saying you can order a death certificate, it's $20? No, you have to be able to prove that you rightfully have that ownership of that death certificate. I can't order a death certificate for anybody. I have to be able to prove that I have rights to that. I mean, yeah, they're public record, but not that public. So let me know in the comments below what you think of this video and what you think of some of the testimony you've seen here, and let me know what your thoughts are. And of course, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Thank you.